Play with something safe, man. Don't play with me.
In the community, no matter what. Just omnipotence drives people crazy. People will freak out and lecture everyone about how omnipotence is impossible. Regardless of your stance on that, it is a word that is used in several works throughout time, whether in things involving religion or fiction. It really doesn't matter. We've seen it used in several instances. In a lot of cases in comics and manga, we see people pursue the idea of omnipotence. Typically, this goal is something that we see villains go after, like a Doctor Doom or Darkseid type. But what if I told you there was a character who did the opposite? A character who started at the top, at the quote omnipotent threshold, then suddenly he no longer really wanted such things. He didn't want to be in that spot anymore. Thus is the story of pre-Retcon Beyonder. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure to, before we get started, check out all the stuff in the description, including the memberships. It really helps out my channel, helps me grow, all that good stuff. And today I'm going to explain pre-Retcon Beyonder, review his feats, why they're important, and overall, how strong is pre-Retcon Beyonder. By the way, in the thumbnail, I know I used a more recent picture of him, but I just like the way it looked. But anyways, we're going to go over what Marvel considers, the most important pre-Retcon Beyonder feats. So first off, the first taste we really get of pre-Retcon Beyonder, Doom, Dr. Doom himself, says that the power of Beyonder in itself is inconceivable. Of course, this is Battle World, and this draws the attention of Galactus. Galactus himself senses that the Beyonder is beyond the multiverse. He's outside of creation. The borders to the Beyonder actually one-shot Galactus as he pursued searching for the Beyonder. Doom, after Galactus falls, then confirms that Beyonder is truly unrivaled in power. One of the most basic descriptions of pre-Retcon Beyonder typically comes in the short intro at the beginning of most of his comics, and I'm going to go ahead and read that and explain why it's important. Beyond time, space, and the myriad dimensions lies another universe to which our own is as a droplet of water to the ocean. Now, myriad dimensions means countless, so this is saying beyond the countless dimensions. This is where that place resides. The one who is all in that other universe has learned of our universe and has come here to walk among us, that he might come to understand the essence of humanity. The fragile earth trembles beneath his feet, dreading his godlike omnipotence. Thus is, like I said before, the pre-Retcon Beyonder. Now, this is important because obviously he exists outside of creation. I'll refer you back to my previous Marvel videos, like Classic Doctor Strange, where I go over how, there is already outer-versal scaling in Marvel. And this includes going up to the abstracts who have to project themselves down to dimensionality in order to interact with us. And he massively outscales that. It's not even close, and I'm going to go over all of that down the line in this video. Now, another thing that's really interesting and really just shows what kind of threshold of power he's on, abstract ideas like love, hate, all of those things, he's so far beyond them that he actually doesn't initially understand them or perceive them. Similar to how it would be hard for you to perceive something dimensionally below you. It's like, it's not even real to you. He also states before that he's beyond gender itself. Like, that stuff's irrelevant to him, dualities and stuff. Of course, constantly when describing his dimension, it's outside of creation, and this is confirmed multiple times. He also said at one point that he has more power than all things combined in creation. That would include Living Tribunal and those tier characters. All of that, he says, he would casually body. He also later goes on to kind of elaborate on this and ups it and says he has 1,000 times more power than all of existence combined. He then, at one point, just to kind of have fun, fights all the Celestials for fun across multiple planes of existence at once. This was comedy to him. These are the same Celestials that are like casually above even Odin with thousands of years of prep time, and I've already gone over how he's fought Infinity and stuff like that. Him, of course, referring to pre-Retcon Beyonder, being in the multiverse makes him the focal point, since none of the fundamental forces of the verse scale to him, even including the likes of Phoenix Force and things of that nature. He also, in the comics, is stated to blatantly outscale all the entities, even when they are together. This includes eternity, the four pillars, death, all that. He states that these beings are so far beyond concepts that they can't understand death like humans do, because they simply can't perceive like humans. It's just so far beneath them. So aspects like death is beneath them to him. He also, at first in an initial battle with Molecule Man, like kinda they get into a scrum. He implies he's above Molecule Man, but confirms later, which I'll talk about. I'm gonna debunk a notion about Molecule Man. He also, at one point in the comics, when talking to Doctor Strange, says he doesn't understand dualities that Strange says are transcendental to reality. So transcendental, abstract, conceptual ideas and dualities are massively below pre-Retcon Beyonder. Also, fun fact, he was shown to be racist. He went to the hood with Luke Cage, decided to become black, started talking in slang, and got beat up by Marvel humans in the hood. His pure frustration sparked multiversal-wide destruction passively. He scares Molecule Man when he actually cares. Typically, pre-Retcon Beyonder does not care a lot. He's just there to explore and try to understand things like love and humanity. But when he's even semi-serious, he really scares Molecule Man. And then Molecule Man, who tried to negate him, ended up getting laughed at. And that's when pre-Retcon Beyonder kind of reveals, dude, you don't scale to me. And once more, he tries to blast him, and Molecule Man simply can't muster the power to stop Beyonder at all. One of the blows he hits Beyonder with, just so y'all know, had the power to wreck billions of dimensions, and it did nothing to him. A mere dream of Beyonder was described later to have the power to wipe out existence itself. That's insane. This would include erasing conceptual ideas as well, which is confirmed in a later scan. Its substance, its space, its denizens, its overlords, its conceptual beings, even death itself will be erased. That's insane. Existence is actually comparable to a mere figment of his imagination, just to give you an idea of how massively he transcends existence. An aspect of him is described as being millions of times stronger than all in existence combined. So once again, they're just elaborating more and more on his power. By the way, the fact that they later on go and make a race of Beyonders is so dumb. I hate it. But anyways, it's what we got to live with. But good thing we're only talking about pre-Retcon. And then finally, we kind of see how the final climax concludes with him saying, Molecule Man, even though I'm fighting you, you don't actually scale to me. They battled, and it shakes existence itself. At this point, Molecule Man can't even imagine the power of Beyonder as he decides to go back. And thus, we see him multiple times after this, but those are really the crazy feats for pre-Retcon Beyonder. And like I said, people say at that point, they're like, oh yeah, Molecule Man was as strong as him. No, he wasn't. He admitted that he didn't scale to him. And at one point, I believe he said the difference is as insane as like between Molecule Man and Cap. That's wild. Oh, more than infinite transcendences and power at that point, obviously, because Cap is like baseline, and then you have massively out of Earth. It's just insane. But anyways, guys, what do you think of Pre-Retcon Beyonder? Do you like him? I enjoyed him. I thought he was funny. I thought his stories were pretty interesting. Him trying to adapt and absorb these petty, abstract emotions humans have. It was fun read, and he's super powerful. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Follow me on Twitter. Check out all the stuff in the description. Please check out the memberships. Anyways, it's been your favorite villain, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.